Alright, so this part is pretty fast and a bit tricky also, mainly played with the thumb. So it starts out like this. So it's the 9th fret on the low E string. Then an open high E string in between with the index. Then you get this, which is the 6th fret on the low E string to the 7th fret, and then a hammer onto the 10th on the low E string, okay? And then you get the 6th on the A string, hammer onto the 7th, hammer onto the 10th on the A string, yeah? So we have this now. And then we go to the 6th fret on the D string, and then the 7th fret on the A string we add after that, together with the 6th fret on the D string. And probably with a, I think with a golpe also. Yeah? So if I play this little thing slowly. Like that, and just start slow and then speed it up, you know, because it's in the end it has to be extremely fast actually. So we got this, little bit in there after that, which is the 9th fret to the 8th fret on the D string, and then pull off to the 6th fret, and then we have the 10th fret on the A string, and then the 8th fret on the D string. A little break between these notes. You know? But yeah, you just, if you know this part, if you listen to it a lot, you get the placement of these notes exactly right. So you kind of skip a beat there, okay? Skip, and then the 8, like that. And the little part is like, then you get some power chords there, okay? On the A string here, the power chord, 4th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret. So 4th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the D string, 6th fret on the G string, yeah, power chord. And hit it with golpe too. So these accents have to be bang, you know. So the whole little bit from the beginning is like this. So the first power chord is like, you first hit it one time without the golpe. After these power chords you get a little upstroke, downstroke with the index finger on the muted strings. Like that, okay? And then this little bit is kind of played 3 times. And the first and the third time are the same, and the middle one, the second time, is a little bit different, of course. So after these power chords, we have the next part here. And then back to the power chords. So the little thing what I'm playing here is, see that? So what happens here, I'm on the A string, 6th to 7th fret, hammer on, then the 6th fret on the D string, and then the 6th fret on the G string. And that's like a downstroke, upstroke with the thumb. So apparently I have to work on my upstroke with the thumb and downstroke actually, but you have to look up the technique, the thumb technique, if you want to learn to go downstroke, upstroking, you know. I think Gerardo Nunez, a good flamenco player, also pretty well known, he's really kind of an expert with his thumb going like this. So it's 6th to 7th on the A string, hammer on, 6th fret on the D string, and then 6th fret downstroke, upstroke on the G string. Then we got the same little thing as we had before, the 9th to the 8th fret on the D string, and then a pull off to the 6th fret from the 8th fret on the D string. And then we get the 10th fret on the A string and the 8th fret on the D string. Again. You kind of skip a beat there, but you hear it if you play it. The second repeat of this part, more or less, is like you got the power chords too. You know, the same power chords there, only a little bit different timing. It's like you play it immediately, so it's like this. You hit the power chord on the 4th fret, but you go up after that, and then the second one also power chord on the 7th fret, go up after that, and then the third power chord on the 6th fret. And also the upstroke, downstroke with the index finger on the muted strings, okay? Like this. So it's kind of, it's a different timing than the other 2 power chord parts. Then again, like the first time, but then with this little thing in there. So we got 6th fret hammer onto the 7th fret on the A string, to the 6th fret on the D string, 6th fret on the G string, double with the thumb down up. You know, this little bit here is 9 to 8 on the D string, 8 pull off to 6, and then we got a 10 on the A string, and then an 8 on the D string. Back to the same timing as the first time, with the golpes together with the power chord. You can hear the open high E string and the B string a little bit in between there, okay? Okay, and then the last time it's a little bit different. The same as before, basically, this part. So 6 to 7 on the A string, 6th fret on the D string, double 6th fret on the G string with the downstroke, upstroke with the thumb, And then we get this part again, 9 to 8 on the D string. Pull up to the 6th on the D string. 10th fret on the A string. And then the 8th on the D string, the 8th fret on the D string. But now you don't skip a beat here, now it's immediately, so it's timed a little bit different. And what happens, he's doing a short one here, and then right after that, an upstroke with the index finger on the high E string, the B string and the G string, so kind of, so like this. So you see that the timing is a little bit different than the other times we play it. Slowly like this. So we got this here. Followed by an immediate downstroke muted and upstroke with the index finger, okay? So it's immediately after that, a downstroke muted and then an upstroke forming this positioning here. So which is basically the 4th fret barred and then the 6th fret on the D string and the G string here. It's kind of like the power chord, but then with all the whole thing barred here with the index finger. So the whole thing slowly, at least the last little bit slowly. Yeah? One more time, really slow. So let me do the whole thing a little bit slower from the beginning until what we have now. Starting off on the 9th fret of the low E string. So this is it. What I did here in the end was I had a golpe in between there instead of this muted downstroke with the index finger. I don't know, it kind of comes naturally when I play this part, I don't know why. So just choose. I think what Vicente Amigo is playing here is at least a downstroke muted, and I don't hear the golpe there. Okay, let me play the whole part from the beginning to what we have now. Really slow with the backing track, okay? At 30% of the speed, yes? Right after that part, we have this. You're playing the E flat 9, E flat 7 chord here with the flat 9, basically. But first, this happens there. He's holding this position: the 7th fret on the A string, the 8th fret on the D string, 9th fret on the G string, and the 8th fret on the B string, and an open E string. So it's basically an upstroke, a golpe, and 2 upstrokes. And then 2 softly played downstrokes with golpes. And then right after that, in between then an upstroke also, so like this. And then moving to moving the index finger then. finger down from the 7th to the 6th fret, okay? And also barring the 6th fret with with the index finger. So on the high E string you also hear this note. At least I think he's doing that. Yeah, so the routine is like this. You get the 2 golpes here with the softly played chords. Upstroke, like an accent in there. So basically 3 golpes. Like 1, 2, 3, okay? And then after that one more strike to this chord without golpe. And then hitting this chord with a golpe again. Going into the next part, okay? After this last bit of the previous part, right? Downstroke, upstroke with the index really short. You hear that? So again, really slow. He might not even be playing this chord actually with or at least taking this with the right hand. What I'm doing, and maybe he's only playing golpes here because it sounds so soft there, So I'm not sure. But for now, I'll just play it. So I'm playing it basically like I explained, with 1 upstroke, a golpe, 2 upstrokes, and then. So this next part is played around this chord here, the E flat 7, flat 9. So let me play it slowly and then go into detail a bit. Until this chord here, okay, the next part then. So let me show you what happens here. It starts off with first hit with the golpe also, which is a downstroke. And as you know, the Bulerías it's in 12s, so it starts counting at 12. So it's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this count is 12, okay? So we basically have a few golpes in there. And these golpes are, in this case, they are at the first count, which is 12, and also one on there's another one at 2. There's a golpe on 3 and on 6 and on 8. The golpe is just hitting without striking a chord sometimes, so it's just to give it more rhythm, I guess. And then at the count of 1.5, so in between count 1 and 2, there's an upstroke accent in there. It's this one. See that? Followed by the golpe on number 2, okay? So you start with 12, remember that. And there's the upstroke at between 1 and 2. So. And then there's also a downstroke with the golpe on 3 then. 6 and 8. So we got 6 and 8. Basically only golpes with some upstrokes in between to continue the rhythm. Okay. Followed by this rasgueado here, which is ring finger, middle finger, index finger downstrokes, and an index upstroke. rasgueado, which is a different one. Is this one. It's played upstroke thumb and a downstroke middle finger with the middle finger, followed by the thumb also going down, and an upstroke with the thumb. So it's also 4 beats, right? So the whole little thing is like this. And then continue to the second part. So after this we're going into this thing here. What happens after this, the second rasgueado? So now I'm going to play this part really slow with the track, okay, in the background at 30% of the speed, okay? So after this rasgueado, it's like this. What we have here, downstroke with a golpe and an upstroke without it. And then followed by 2 upstrokes, more softly played. Then a golpe there, so see that, and then 2 upstrokes in between, and if you are going according to the rhythm, right? And then you got 3 golpes and upstrokes, another upstroke, and then another golpe upstroke. So it's like so last golpe, 2 upstrokes on this chord, and then some open strings there, because switching to this chord for the next part, okay? This chord is the 7th fret on the low E string and the A string, and the 6th fret on the D string and the G string. It's like that then, the whole thing, the whole last bit. So I'll play it again, this whole part, along with the track at about 30% of the speed, okay? With these rasgueados in it, so the whole thing, okay? So basically, yeah, let me play it now for you. This chord here, 7, 7, 6, 6 on the low E, A, D and G string. It's like this little thing after that. 10th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the A string, hammer on to the 7th fret on the A string, hammer on to the 10th fret on the A string, and then 2 times the 6th fret on the D string with the thumb, downstroke, upstroke, and then we go back to the 10th fret on the A string, 7th fret on the A string, and pull off to the 6th fret on the A string, and then we get this thing here. from the 6th fret to the 7th fret, to the 10th fret on the A string then, and then pull off back to the 7th fret, pull off back to the 6th fret on the A string. So the whole thing is like this. What we get after that is this little thing. So we get this E flat 7 flat 9 chord again in between, you know. Back to the other chord again. Yeah. The second time is like this. So it's 10th fret, 6th fret, A string, hammer on to the 7, and then the 6th fret on the D string, and then pull up from the 10th fret to the 7th fret on the A string, and then again 10th fret, 6th fret, no 10th fret, 7th fret, 10th fret, 7th fret, pull off, and then the 6th fret on the A string again. So this little part here. And then we're grabbing this chord here, about the same E flat 7 flat 9. So right after this, the second time. That's the end of this part, and then going to the next, okay? So what happens after that part is with this chord again, you play the high E string, the B string and the D string, and then it's like a golpe and an upstroke with the index finger, and then it's like a little raschiato, downstrokes, so like this, the whole thing. And then upstroke, golpe, so, and another short upstroke, like you don't let it ring, so the whole thing after that is like this. So you got this. So then you got an upstroke, golpe, upstroke, with moving the index finger a little bit 1 fret higher to the 7th fret on the A string, and the open high E string, okay? So then it's like an upstroke, golpe, upstroke, and then a golpe, upstroke. You have to time it, you know, so then you get 2 times the normal chord again, the E flat 7 flat 9. And the third time is with a golpe, followed by a loud upstroke. So the last bit is like this. Then so, and then it goes to the next part, right? The next falseta. You end this with a rasgueado, with the ring finger, middle finger, index finger down, and up index finger. And down index finger. Okay? This is the whole thing, okay? So I'll play this part with a track now, slow, at 30%, with from starting at this chord. Okay? Yeah, let me play this whole part, what I discussed in this video, okay? The whole thing, and played it slow, with a track in the background, yes? At 40% of the speed, alright? Check it out. So sometimes with these kind of parts, it's kind of tricky to pinpoint all the accents and all the little things that are happening, you know, and I try to make it as detailed as possible, but yeah, there are still some things you have to figure out on your own, right? I advise you to practice slow with a track and listen to what is happening and then try to get it exact, if you want to do that at least. I'm trying to get it as exact, as accurate as possible, according to the original track from the album, so that I can actually learn what is going on, you know, so it will always help me to improve my playing. And for techniques, you can check out other videos. There's a lot of other good videos about rasgueados and all kinds of techniques, thumb techniques for flamenco, you know, and this is really helpful, you know, and if you combine everything with learning this kind of tracks, starting slowly and speeding it up, then you'll notice that you'll become better and better, you know, at it, and it's a lot of fun to play, of course, anyway. So thanks so much for watching again, and well, I'll see you with the next part coming up soon, okay? Alright, bye bye.